Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with Finding Yourself SATX Life Coaching, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. Today we're going to talk about Dr. Gibson's Recovering from Emotionally Immature Parents. We're on her last chapter of this work, chapter 10, and then we're going to conclude with the epilogue before moving to Melody Beattie's Codependent No More. If you like these videos and if they provide value to you, please do like and subscribe. It really does help us little YouTubers. And check out my website. I'm at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. If you're not already a client and you're interested in life coaching, please do give me a call or you can email me. My contact information is on my website. The first consult is always free, and we will talk about the 7 different life areas and kind of give an overview of what you can expect from life coaching. I'll also, as I said in the last video, go a little bit more in detail into what the program offers so that you have an understanding. For those of you that are just interested in the videos and this self-help content, that's okay too. This is part of what I do to provide service to the community free of charge. So here we are, Dr. Gibson's chapter 10. Now you can have the relationship you've always wanted. And as I mentioned last time, I do think that that name for a chapter is a bit of a misnomer in the sense that you can have a better relationship with your EIP, but you may never be able to have the deep emotional connection that maybe you crave with your EIP. So last time we talked about 2 thoughts that will rebalance any interaction you have with an EIP, which is see yourself as equal in importance to them and keep a conscious self-connection and accept yourself unconditionally. I have good stuff inside me. Today we're going to talk about how to keep your self-connection and stay present. The only way an EIP can take over your emotional and mental life is to get you to disconnect from your inner life. When EIPs spellbind you into passivity, they induce emotional immobility and dissociation from yourself. Now, however, you can use mindfulness to reverse that process. Being mindfully conscious of yourself may look like you're not doing anything. You may even be silent, but it is a huge accomplishment because it keeps you from going along with the EIP's expectation that you exist to serve their self-esteem and keep them emotionally stable. Mindfulness is so psychologically effective because it gives you a tool for resetting your mindset from passive to intentional. If you dedicate yourself to mindful self-awareness while in the EIP's presence, you will regain your emotional autonomy, mental freedom, and the right to be yourself. It's hard to overestimate the liberation you give yourself when you intentionally focus on your own feelings and thoughts when in close physical proximity to an EIP. You can practice this by looking an EIP in the eye while deliberately remaining aware of all your own thoughts and feelings. See what it feels like to be fully present inside, even as they expect you to be focusing on them. This intentional self-awareness is an audacious rejection of the old relationship contract because they are no longer the center of your attention. This emotional autonomy and freedom of thought is well worth practicing, so you stop automatically giving up your self-possession in their presence. Instead of fixating on what the EIP wants, pay attention to your body sensations, your immediate emotional experience, and your thoughts. By paying attention to what you are directly experiencing in this moment, you are no longer putting the EIP first. You might want to try, I'm going to mess up this name, Thich Nhat Hanh's mindfulness practices, which are extremely practical and easy to use. For instance, you can stay self-connected by focusing on your breath and saying to yourself, breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I am calm. Attending to your breathing helps you remember that you are present and have value, even as the EIP tries to make the interaction all about them. By practicing these new attitudes and approaches, you shift your interactions with your EIP or EI parent toward being about two people instead of one. Next, we'll look at more ways to accomplish this. So, and I think I've mentioned in previous videos, mindfulness is a practice. It's not, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to be mindful, and then you're mindful. You can go to a mindfulness retreat, right, and learn mindfulness, and go every year to a retreat and still never be a master at it. It's definitely something that, if this is your first foray into mindfulness, just what Dr. Gibson said here in this little excerpt of her book, you may want to look it up a little bit more. The research shows that more and more, mindfulness can really help you with so many issues, not just dealing with EIPs, but overall stress, anxiety. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, so I don't want to say mindfulness is the cure for everything, but it definitely can't hurt. It's very, very beneficial in your life. One program that I actually did, and I've mentioned in previous videos, but I'm going to mention it now. I'm not compensated by Dr. Gottman, Dr. Gibson, or Dr. Brewer, who I'm going to plug right now, but I did do his program called Unwinding Anxiety, and that one is an app. It's 10 minutes a day. It is a bit pricey insofar as apps go, but it was worth it. To me, it was worth it. And he really does teach you mindfulness, focuses on curiosity, and the lessons are about 10 minutes a day. So the purpose of that is that it doesn't distract you. So if you have something that's like, 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, it's very hard to get to it. Like with real life, it's very hard to get to that. So his lessons are about 10 minutes a day. I didn't do them every single day, but I did get through the program. And I would say that mindfulness is very much a practice. I was doing really well for a while, and then, you stop practicing and you slip. And I think that's just the way it is. But it can help. So I think what she's cautioning here is trying to stay away from disassociation whenever an EIP is trying to corner you or attack you or make you feel less than. And so by practicing mindfulness, focusing on your breath. She also in previous chapters, I think, talked about, counting the seconds, how long did they go on this time, that sort of thing. But mindfulness is something that will really help you in your life, whether you're dealing with an EIP or not. There is this practice called the mindful minute. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but that one's really easy. So you just put your hands together, and you take, so you have 5 fingers on each hand, and so you take, it's a minute, and you just breathe in and out. 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 And so that does take only 1 minute. I don't know how long it took on my video, but as I did that, I just thought about each of my fingers in my hand. So it's 50 seconds about, and you can do that anytime that you're stressed out, because if you think to yourself, I don't have any time. I don't have any time to meditate. I can't take time. I can't go relax. I can't go sit down. Okay, but you can take 1 minute, and you can do that exercise. And it really does, I felt myself calm down right now that I did it with you guys on the video. It really does calm you and help you to stay centered. Also nowadays, opening your fridge, closing your fridge, I think that was like, 1990s. You kind of did that mindlessly. Nowadays, we use our phones mindlessly. You open your apps, you scroll through all your social media, you close them, you open them again. I know I'm guilty of this, right? Check your email, check your Twitter, check your Facebook, check your Instagram. You're not really doing anything. You're just kind of mindlessly scrolling. And so making specific times in the day where you're just going to sit with, instead of mindlessly checking the apps, you're just going to sit with that discomfort of not having anything to do for those 5 minutes or whatever time. And just being present, just being there, and trying to be more curious, noticing what's around you. If you're outside, grounding yourself in nature. I know all of this sounds like mumbo jumbo, but you can see, and that's one of the things that Dr. Brewer talks about. You can have someone wired up and see their brain waves and their stress levels go down if they just practice curiosity and mindfulness. So they're really, really strong tips. I don't think that you'll get it just from, page, what page were we on here? Page 181, 182 of her book. I think you can study mindfulness for a long time, but these are just small tips that you can use in your life. You can practice the mindful minute anytime, and it'll really help you. So yeah, that's everything I had to cover on Dr. Gibson's work today. I did promise you guys last time that I would tell you about the 7 different life areas that I cover for my coaching company, for life coaching. So as a client, if you come on board with me, the first consult will kind of give you an overview of what to expect from life coaching. What is it? How do you get there? Et cetera, et cetera. And so we talk about the 7 different life areas, and that's where your first few sessions, you're going to work on setting your goals. And so I've said in the past, but I'll say it again, people who set goals are much more likely to achieve them than people who don't. And that sounds really silly, but it's true. If you don't even set a goal, you're never going to achieve anything. And in terms of setting a goal, everyone can have a goal. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, that's great. But what are you going to do from this week to next week to help you get towards your goal? How much debt do you have? Have you paid off your debt? Are you on time with your credit cards? Are you racking up debt while your goal is to be a millionaire? Because then maybe you're not tracking towards your goal. So we will help assess your life in the 7 different life areas, and then from there help you set your goals. That's part of the process. So the 7 areas are social and family relationships, that's 1. Career and educational aspirations, that's 2. Money and personal finances is 3. Physical health, recreation, and leisure is 4. Life's routine responsibilities is 5, what we call nowadays adulting. Giving back is 6, and then mental, emotional, and inner well-being is 7. So we kind of have a quiz on each of these 7 different life areas, and from there it's the very first step of starting to set your goals, which is to write down on paper, how would it look if you had balance in your life in these areas. So if we haven't talked yet and you would like a first free consultation, please do give me a call. I'll work with you on both of our schedules to see a time that works for both of us. And if you're already a client, thank you for watching my videos. And if you're not a client and you just like these videos, thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. It really does help us little YouTubers. Y'all take care, and we will talk soon. All right, bye-bye.